Hi guys, this is MJ again for my paper journey. Um, Sorry got cut off on my last video. I thought with my tablet I could record more than a half hour. I did, but I think it's only up to 35 minutes or so. So anyways, what I wanted to show you, and I started to explain how I sewed around the heart. And I just wanted to show you what I thought I was recording, and it turned out that it stopped. Anyway, so here's what I did. Now this is the heart that I showed you earlier that I cut out, and then make sure that if you're right-handed, leave the opening on the right. If you're left, leave it on the left, and kind of be consistent with that. So I'm gonna distress the ends just in case I put it down and I forget which side is up. And the reason why I'm doing that, and I'm telling you that, is because that happened to me on one of them, and I couldn't figure out, okay, which one is the front and which one's the back and which side. Because when you first make these, it was hard for me to try to figure out, where the opening was. So now I know this one. So this is the front. Then I'll distress the back. Oops, I'm out of frame afterwards. But wanted to show you is how I did the sewing. We're not going to stuff it up yet, okay? So from inside, I'm going to come up through the front. Show you the sewing part. And I'm going to just leave that there so that I know if it's shorter that I know that I pulled it. So leave a little thread hanging. Okay, you could always trim it up when we're done. So then we're just going to do a simple running stitch. And don't be hard on the paper. Pull your thread or your embroidery thread or whatever you're using, and then you're going to pierce through the back. Make sure you flip it over so you know where you're piercing, because this is not like fabric. With fabric you can do a running stitch several times and then pull. Not with paper. It doesn't give you that flexibility as fabric does. And then don't pierce too close to the edge, because then you're going to tear the paper up. Flip through the back. And then sew all around it. Okay. And it doesn't matter if your stitches are not the same. It's okay, it's for junk journals. It's not intended to be perfect. And that's what attracted me to junk journaling, because it's not like scrapbooking. When you do a scrapbook, you gotta measure this and measure that. And I've only done one scrapbook that I did for my daughter's birthday, and it was the Beauty and the Beast theme, because she's a Disney fanatic and she loves Beauty and the Beast Disney movie. And so that's what I made her scrapbook. And I keep saying that I'm going to share with you guys, and I haven't yet, but I will. I have it. She has, I asked for it back so that because I needed to add the little dome with a little rose inside as on the end of the spine, instead of a tassel. Maybe I'll make a tassel. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. And so, okay, that's what you do. I started to do this one here when I was supposedly, I thought I was videotaping it and I didn't. So I hope you don't find this boring. But I paused it and I'm afraid if I pause, the camera is gonna cut me off again. And I made sure that I pressed the pause button, and so I think because I noticed the first video was over 35 minutes or so, and that's I think the maximum. So anyways, we'll just kind of call this a little bit of a craft along with me, I guess. And I'm getting ready to see my sister Frankie, who lives in Texas. And I live in California, Southern California. And I'm going to be leaving soon on Sunday, because my niece is going to be celebrating both of my nephew and my niece. Well, I call them my grandniece and grandnephew. Elena, she's going to be, she's in first grade. She's going to be 7. And Alejandro, her brother, is going to be 4. I mean, he turned 4 on January the 4th. But my niece is kind enough to wait for us to get there so that she can do the party. And she does a party for both of them together. And the reason she does them in January, because my Elena, my niece, was born in December the 27th. My grandmother's birthday used to be the 29th, so she was born 2 days before my grandmother's birthday. But her dad's birthday is the 28th, I believe. So, and like I said, my nephew Alejandro, his birthday is January the 4th. So then, they're pretty close together. So she just waits to do a party for both of them at the same time, which is fine. Okay, now let me see. I gotta check and see where. Okay, so that's where I need to stop, because this is where the opening is at. Okay, so I'll stop doing that, and then I'll put my needle down. And let me get some cotton, and then I'm going to start stuffing up my heart here. And like I said, spread out the cotton. Don't leave it all, one piece like this. Yeah, tear it apart. No, open it up. So then you just grab a little bit at a time. And then use something that's blunt. This is not sharp, and this is something that I got from eBay many years ago. This is to pick up like your flat back rhinestones, the little ones, and that's what this is for. I'm not sure really if they work that great. It works, not but whatever. Like I said, then I put some cotton on this side, so I'm gonna put a little bit on this other end, on top here. So I put some here, and then now right there. Okay, and like I said, not a lot. Now this is a bigger heart, so this one's going to use up more cotton than the smaller one that we did on the first video. I think I got too much here, but I'm going to kind of lay it flat so it doesn't get all lumpy on me. And then after you're doing several of them, then you'll know just how much. And if you want it fatter, go for it. Especially on the fabric, you have more flexibility with the fabric. Okay, that's about right. Like I said, we don't want to overstuff them. Plus, you can feel it, you know, like well, right here, I feel that. Probably should have pushed it in a little bit more. Yeah. So now I'm gonna have to put some more because I pushed some of the cotton in. So there. So like this. You know, just play with it. There's no right or wrong. So now I'm gonna glue the end. So I'm gonna put a bit of a glue here on the bottom of the heart. And then make sure the cotton stays where it belongs. I might have put a little bit too much because then I have some of it. Get a napkin here. Here are my little birdies. And I have the door closed. My little lovebirds. They're so cute. One of them is named Lemonade because she's all yellow, or he, I'm not sure. And then Lulu. She's a really pretty teal blue. And now she sings so pretty. And then I used to have 2 cockatiels, and her name was Lucy. She passed away about 2 weeks ago. And then Remigio, I didn't name him that. That's an ugly name. But he belonged to my brother-in-law, but then my brother-in-law passed away. So we inherited him because my mother-in-law didn't want him. And nobody else wanted to take the birds, so we took him. Which is okay because my husband loves birds and so do I. Now see, I can't remember which is the front and the back, but because I have distressed the front here, and you saw me, I was trying to figure out which one's the front. Okay, that's why I distressed the front first, so I'll know which one is the top part. Okay, so now I'm gonna, then after you make sure that the paper has sealed up and it, you know, adhered well, which it has. And that's what I like about the glitter glue, because it really grabs right away. And then you continue to sew your running stitches. For the rest of the heart. So what are some of your New Year's resolutions? Mine is to try to stay away from sweets. Not eat too many sweets. That's my weakness. I love sweets. My dad loves sweets, and so does my mom. So it was really hard growing up because my dad loved sweet bread and cookies and pastries, you name it. Oops. Well, don't do what I did there. I'm busy talking, so now I'm going to have to make a little stitch here. But that's all right. You know, it's a junk journal. Oh, you can't really see. So in the back, then what I do is I just run the needle through one of the stitches there. Sorry if I did it too fast. Like so. And then I'm going to add a dab of glue. And since this glue dries clear, it won't show once it's dry. And then get my little scissors here. And then just trim the edge there. And that's how you do the stitches around the paper heart. Okay, and that's what I wanted to show you, that I thought I was recording. Now this one, like I said, I did it differently. I added the fabric first. Oh, well, this is part fabric, I'm sorry. And then the top part is paper. That's why you see the edge here. But if you want me to show you how I did this, I'll show you. I think I have a heart here. Yeah, I do. I already had cut. So I'll grab a piece of fabric and happen to have a piece of fabric here. So what I did was place glue. Okay, I started the wrong way, but okay, that's all right. I always try to keep my opening on my right side, so I just have to remember it's on the left. But that's all right because I'm using fabric, so I'll know which one's the front and which one's the back. I got some ink here when I was working. So then get your heart, grab it from the end that doesn't have any glue, and then which one's the front and the back? This, okay. And place it on your fabric like so. And let it set for a little while. Just press it and make sure that the glue grabs onto the fabric. Okay. So. And then grab your scissors and start trimming and leave a small border around. Just follow the outline of your heart. Leave a small border. Maybe like 1/4 of an inch. Might be a little less than 1/4 of an inch, but you can certainly make it as wide as you want and as thick as you want. Okay, and then you let it dry. This is still wet. You let it dry, and then after it's dried, then you do the sewing just like we did on this heart. Okay, you start the sewing from underneath here. Okay, and then stop, and then stuff your heart with cotton, and then add some glue, and then continue sewing. And then what I did on the other one, then I just started cutting the ends. You know, make sure that you don't get too close to the paper, because then you're going to cut the paper. Use some small scissors like these that are sharp, and then just trim the edges, clip the edges. Okay, and then when you're done, you just kind of ruffle it up to distress the ends. Okay, and that's what I did on this one here. So it's fabric and paper, and then just decorate it however you want. Now on the fabric one, I just want to show you how to hold on to your fabric and your pattern, because we're not going to trace around it on the fabric. At least I didn't. You can certainly do that, but I just want to show you how I did it. I want to make sure I have a piece big enough for this. Yeah, I'll start with this. So, trying to figure out which one's the front and the back. This seems to be the right side, and this is the wrong side. So then I went ahead and fold my fabric like so. Then you get your pattern, your heart, and make sure that your fold is flushed against the heart, and make sure that the fold is flushed here on the bottom and is flushed here on the top. Okay, and we're gonna cut one piece at a time, not two pieces at a time. And then hold on to it and just follow. Follow your pattern. Like so. And it's okay, like I said, if you didn't follow it quite the same. It doesn't matter. That's what gives it the character. Oh, I should have placed it a little bit lower so I could have gotten some of those embroidery flowers there. But we can use this for the back. And then let me get a piece of this. This is prettier fabric. So let me see. This is okay, this is the front. So then we're going to fold our fabric right side up. And then we're going to fold and make sure that the fabric is flush to the fold, and down here too. So you're going to have to hold on what you're cutting and make sure it doesn't move on you. What you can do if you want to, you can certainly use a paper pin, safety pin. Not a safety pin, but just a pin to hold it. But I'm okay this way. And then I'm going to start cutting. Okay, so that'll be our front. And if they don't match, that's okay, because you could always trim whatever difference if you have too much of on one side and then the other. Okay, like so. And then you do the same thing. I went ahead and I added glue. Make sure, am I in frame? Yeah. Okay. And that'll be my opening. That'll be my opening, so I'm not going to put any glue there. Okay. And you don't have to be really perfect about putting the glue. Just make sure you don't put too much, because then we're going to sew around it. So then you let that set. Okay. You let that dry, and it'll be the same process as we did with this heart. Okay. We're going to sew starting on the top of the opening. You're going to sew around and then stop. Stuff your heart with the cotton and then glue, and then continue doing your running stitch and secure the ends the same way as we did the paper, and that's how you do the fabric. Okay, I hope I was clear enough. Leave me any comments, any questions on the comment, and I'll try to answer them as good as possible. I'm not really good at explaining, so I hope I kind of clear my somewhat. You grasp how I made the little hearts. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to be leaving, so I won't be uploading any videos anytime soon, unless my sister decides that she'll do a video, craft together sisters. We'll see. I asked her, but she hasn't answered. She said she'll think about it. So Frankie, think about it. Anyway, so In the meantime, you guys take care, okay? And be safe. And may God watch over you at all times. And God bless all of you. And I'm getting close to the 100 mark. So when I get back, hopefully I will have the 100. And then I'll do a little giveaway. So be on the lookout for that. If you like this video, please give me thumbs up and subscribe. And I really, really appreciate, and I really appreciate all of you that have subscribed to my channel so far. Thank you so, so much from the bottom of my heart. Really, I appreciate it. Thank you. God bless. And like I said, take care. Okay. Bye-bye for now.